Spirit, please guide and direct us for the karmic. Show us what we need to know. Use these cards. Show us. Show us the karmic situation. Show us. Show us. Show us. So the karmic is coming in as a fire sign. Gemini, I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. That's the main energy of this karmic. This karmic is powerful, in control, attractive, direct, demanding. What's crossing her is the Page of Swords. This karmic today is texting, calling a lot. They're just in the business of communication today. And communication is a lot right now. There's a lot of back and forth. I definitely get some angry vibes. There's an energy of, I know more than what I'm telling you. There's some secrets up the karmic sleeve today. The karmic feels done dirty, done wrong. The karmic is dealing with a Libra, more than likely. This karmic is telling this Libra off. It could be reversed. We're going to keep it open. I mean, it's possible the Libra is telling the karmic off. I mean, we're going to leave it open to the discretion here of who's watching. But there's definitely an argument. And it's all about being treated unfairly. The karmic just believes that whatever they're dealing with, it's completely unfair. This is going nowhere fast. This argument's going to end quickly. I feel like the Libra is trying to sweet talk and make a deal. The karmic doesn't want to make a deal. The karmic is saying, nope, there is no deal on the table. I don't want to go forward with you. I don't want to work with you. I don't want to compromise. There's this energy of, I don't even want you around. The relationship's over. Two of Cups in the reverse. This relationship recently ended with like a finale of 2 months ago. Like there was definitely closure 2 months ago. It's just over. And this Libra, this person's trying to say, hey, can we talk? Can we talk about it? Can I have a little time? Can we heal this? Can we make a deal? The karmic doesn't want anything to do with it. The karmic knows that this person is unfair, unjust, and keeping secrets behind their back. 8 of Cups in the reverse. That's what Spirit sees. This is the spiritual realm up here. And it represents Spirit saying, you should have left a long time ago. Why are you still here? This has been over. And that's just the truth of the situation. It's been over. There is no, can we fix it now? It's been completely over, and it's just dragging. There's a huge fight that's going to burst out within 24 hours. A really big fight. You know, someone didn't expect this for whatever reason. And Spirit's like, yeah, you did. You expected this, but come on. But this person's like, no, it's not fair. I didn't expect it. I thought we were going to work things out. I didn't know that it was really done. This isn't bad news because we're ripping off something that needs to go. And it's not the time where we know all the answers, but the words are harsh. And whatever someone says, it's going to come back to bite them. Okay? Whatever someone did, whatever someone said, believe me, it's all coming back. And not in a good way. Not in a good way at all. To be honest, somebody here is getting away with a lot more than they should. There's some sort of, I let you get away with it for so long. And someone, and I don't know who it is, but in this karmic relationship, someone is being accused wrongfully of something they didn't do or they're not guilty of. And it's about someone being very judgmental. And you know, the truth is someone is finally setting boundaries. Listen, what I'm feeling honestly is someone is saying, it's not fair. I never did what you said I did. You're being unreasonable. You're being unfair. You're being unjust. You're being controlling. And this person is like, no, 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 no. No, I'm not. I've endured your BS for years. So don't come at me now saying how unfair, unjust, unruly, controlling, angry, egotistical I am now, because what you put me through brought this out of me. You did this. Do not say I'm acting out of character or I'm overreacting, because the Queen of Wands is in the upright. So she's saying I justly am acting as I should, creating boundaries that I should, and honestly, boundaries that I should have made ages ago. And I'm finally doing it. And that's creating the ending of this relationship. In the near future, we have some very difficult movement. Somebody doesn't want to move. Somebody doesn't want to go, but it's going to happen. And somebody in the near future, and I think it's the pissed off person, is not going to allow this ex to express their needs. They're going to say, you need what? When? Why? Oh, not my problem. You need what? Not my problem. They're going to be brutally honest. And they're going to be argumentative, and they're going to provoke more arguments. And let's just go ahead and say someone's going to be cruel. And karma is a B only when you are. If someone here is going to be cruel, I feel like there's some kind of just reason. And I just keep hearing, you asked for it. You looked for it. You asked for it. You brought this on yourself. Why are you crying over spilled milk now? Honestly, that's the main theme. Don't cry over spilled milk now. It's been over. You know, that Two of Cups is really telling of a relationship that started out with love and caring and nurturing. It started out kind of like a marriage, you know, a good union, right? But now the relationship's out of balance. The relationship got fractured. This is a time where somebody was giving far more than they were receiving. Very dysregulated and dysfunctional. It also means somebody didn't really recognize their own independence. They didn't recognize their own self in this relationship. They didn't know who they were in this relationship. They gave away the rights to themselves, and they allowed someone to control them and kind of just take over their life. So somebody did not recognize themselves as an individual, or they felt they weren't recognized as an individual. And they just lost control. That is what really ended this connection. Wow, all in reverse. That's crazy. That's nuts. It is what it is. Okay. Except these two and this one. You know, this whole relationship has been turned upside down. The karmic feels like cat's out of the bag. They're finally letting their secrets out. They're finally speaking their truth. But the real honesty that's coming from this high priestess is the karmic didn't trust themselves a long time ago when they should have, because their intuition was telling them this relationship is really wrong. It's not right. It's off. Something's bad here. Like, we need to go. The karmic felt that urge to leave this connection a while ago, but they just never listened to themselves. And the person that's with the karmic, 10 of Wands in reverse, is someone who just doesn't want to let go of the drama. Kylo! This person just doesn't want to let go of the drama. They're being told to let it go. By the universe, by themselves, by the karmic, heck. But they're just hanging on to it. You know, they're just hanging on to it for dear life. I think we need to get a clarity card on why. Why in the world is this person clutching it so tightly? But the person who's with the karmic just hesitates and hates to let it go. No! Kylo? No! So the 10 of Wands in reverse also speaks of like overstimulation, like too much. And it's become too much to bear. And it's something's got to give. But this person that's with the karmic cannot let it be their health. And they have to remember it's okay to ask for help. And it's probably very necessary at this time. They don't need to feel guilty for asking someone for help to get out of a toxic relationship and just maybe help them just get away from this very codependent situation. Excuse me. The challenge in this relationship is, even though it's really hard to take a stand and create your own boundaries, obviously, someone has been struggling to make a stand, and they've been a people pleaser. They've been pleasing the karmic, not wanting to rock the boat. Maybe they both have. They've both been pleasing each other just to prevent an argument or a breakup or the rupture of this relationship. It's like walking on eggshells and avoiding the truth and avoiding the reality and the evidence and the drama and the ending, like just avoiding it. But that confidence that we can make it is dwindling. And the truth is, the challenge is, neither of them really know if they have what it takes to finally end it this time. They feel like giving up and backing down for sure. But they're wondering, is it worth it? Should I have just endured this abuse longer? Should I have just endured all of this? Is really saying something worth it? Is really standing up for myself worth it? Is it going to hurt me financially? Is it going to hurt me mentally, physically? Like, is it all worth it? Because at the end of the day, this comes at a loss. But the truth is, they're not going to win. The truth is, the challenge is, it's not worth it. It's not worth the fight to stay here. It's not worth the battle. It's not worth burying your boundaries to avoid the big one when it's inevitable and uncomfortable on a daily basis. This is karma. That's why it's a karmic reading. Karma is a bitch only when you are. That's when karma's rotten and mean and cruel and difficult. Karma wouldn't hurt like this if someone didn't deserve it. They earned it, they asked for it, they built it, they created it, and it's here. This is that person's karma. And with the Hierophant in the reverse, let's be real, this is obviously a divorce. For many people, it is a legal, literal, public, court-related divorce. For a lot of people with Justice and the Hierophant in reverse, that's exactly what it is. And it's going to cost money to get divorced. It's going to cost money to get separated. But for some people, it's more metaphorical. It means we were committed. We did live together. We were codependent on one another. And now it's over. There's also an energy of stubbornness here. And I don't know if somebody said it in an argument, but I'm hearing, don't be a jack, ASS. That's what I'm hearing. Don't be a jack, ASS. The arguments are really bad. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, this is definitely an 8, if not a 10, of actual arguments. There's going to be some financial and physical loss in the ending of this connection. We have here at the bottom line of the reading, the overall bottom line energy. It's about being abandoned, rejected, and left behind. It's about not having enough to care for yourself. Whether spiritually, emotionally, or physically. There's something that they don't have yet that they need. And it could be feeling abandoned by someone and rejected. Take heart that this card shows that it's time to go. And find what's really missing in your life. Some self-care is absolutely needed, and they have to look out for themselves. And really, it's just inevitable. It's like, we're going to lose, we're going to hurt. This relationship is a very bad breakup. And it creates a ripple effect that kind of trickles into kids, money, health, home. I mean, just think of what a divorce is, how it affects everybody. And it's definitely going to be affecting everybody in many different ways. And even if it's not a literal divorce, just the fact that you're codependent on somebody, or you're, in union with someone, and then now everything's on you, where before it wasn't. And this is that challenge. Is it worth it to fight? Anyways, Spirit's like, listen, get out. Stop BSing. Get out. If you leave and you get help from a friend or someone that cares for you, you're going to have a home. You're going to have a roof over your head. You're going to be fine. And you're going to be a wounded warrior. You're going to be defensive. You're going to feel like everyone's out to get you, and you're definitely going to be affected physically, mentally, emotionally, and probably financially. You're going to be hurt from all of this, but you're going to be okay. You're still going to be standing. And there's chance at a new beginning here. Ace of Cups. A whole new world, a whole new love, a whole new fresh beginning, but you have to be strong, conquer your fears, your insecurities. You have to do the hard thing so you can get the victory, so you can get the win. 6 of Wands. And finally, we have this triumph. We've overcome the battle. We've overcome the loss. You know, and this is where Spirit says, you asked for this. This is judgment. Okay, this is karma. This is what came because of your past decisions. So we're going to take a look at what those past decisions were like here for the karmic. But this is just the inevitable. This is all going to happen, believe it or not, within 24 hours. What is the meaning of this separation in Karmicville? Spirit, what is the meaning of the separation? Six of Wands. And this is your kind of a big deal. Start acting like it. The meaning of this breakup and the reason it happened to the karmic and the person with them is they had to start looking out for themselves. They have to start loving themselves, caring about themselves, and acting like they actually love themselves. This is not a self-sacrificial relationship where I'm going to sacrifice my pride. I'm going to sacrifice my peace. I'm going to sacrifice my independence for love. You know, someone just sacrificed everything that was them to be in this relationship. They weren't even them anymore. They became and evolved into something else. And so, yeah, the reason is we got to love ourselves again. Bottom of the deck is Queen of Swords. Don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. And this is kind of reiterating, you don't have to be someone you're not. Speak your mind, speak your heart, speak your truth, be authentic. You know, there's things that you love to do in this world. There's someone you want to be. There's things that you want to accomplish. And why should you silence that person to be in this relationship? This whole karmic connection was, I had to sacrifice myself to be with you, quote unquote. Someone had to completely disassociate with who they were to be in this relationship. And they put on a mask every day, and they walked on eggshells every day, and they just pretended every day. And that was their life. It was this fake existence. And again, if you're just kind of coming in to the reading, the karmic is coming across as a Queen of Wands. And they are dealing with an air sign that kind of, to be honest, is a little bit immature in some way. And so we have a fire and air mixture for the karmic reading today. This whole reading is not just based on the zodiac sign. You have to know if you're in a karmic relationship or not. If you're wondering what that's all about, karmic relationships are lessons, and they always have an expiration date. A karmic connection is only in existence to help you grow. And they're there for a season of your life, and they're there for a reason. But once you've gotten through that, then they go. They have to go. There's this cutting away. Sometimes karmic relationships end by death, like a literal death of someone. Sometimes it's just the dissolving of a marriage or the ending of a relationship. But that's how it works. If their purpose was fulfilled, then the universe gives you sign after sign and moment after moment that it needs to end. It's over. We got to move on, continue in the journey of the soul. Continue down the fool's journey. If it was a soulmate connection, they would always be there, because the soulmates are there for comfort. They're there for love and affection. They're also there for support, friendship. A soulmate's kind of going to walk this life with you in some way. Sometimes soulmates pass away. Sometimes soulmates are a pet and they can't live forever, you know. Some soulmates, but they're always meant to be with you in some shape or form. And they always come back to be with you in different reincarnations. So you would know the difference between something that really was trying to end and it was very painful, and there's an amount of suffering with karmics, versus the soulmate. I'm not saying soulmates don't give you suffering, but it's not long lasting. It's not a long thing. It's kind of flowy in and out of normal relationships. So, you know, kind of check your vibe on where you're at with this karmic. But I see a Libra, most likely a Leo, but it could also be an Aries or Sag, okay? And that's who's here in Karmicville. So let's take a look at their past and see, what did they do in this injustice, right, to earn all this drama? What did they do? What was the past spirit? Show me the karma. So the karma is 6 of Cups in the upright. Also with the 5 of Swords in the reverse. And this is, they didn't fight for someone. They didn't fight for a child. Or they didn't fight for their soulmate. But this is, they should have fought harder. So number 1, that's somebody's karma. They just didn't fight for them when they should have. Number 2, they wrongly blamed someone in their past, and it could be a Cancerian or a Gemini, but they wrongly blamed this person, and they fought with them, and they blamed them. They threw them under the bus. They judged the past wrongly, and let's just say they were extremely unfair to children or to this person that they were meant to be with, someone that's a soulmate. They were very unfair. And they also made this person in the past fight in a competition that was unfair. There was an unfair fight. And they kind of said, oh, you're just like them. You guys are the same. You're just like each other. Oh, you both had a part in that. No. There was no both. There was no the same. There was no equal. It was very unfair and unjust. Somebody did right and somebody did wrong. But the person that did right got blamed just as much as the person that did wrong. In fact, they got blamed and they got punished, and it was wrong. Whew. And to be honest, this person was playing power games. There's a karmic here, honey, and they were in control. They were like, I have the keys to the kingdom. They were literally Negan in The Walking Dead. Power hungry. I'm in control. I say how everything goes, and you're just going to have to eat dirt. You're just going to have to swallow it and deal with it and just accept this unjust situation. And someone did this to get ahead in their own relationship and to get ahead in their own life. This person totally disregarded the other person's feelings. And to be honest, there was some bullying. Somebody bullied another person. This was an attack move and it was aggressive. Wow. And you know who they attacked? A very loving, very warm, very forgiving, very kind, understanding earth angel. This earth angel had a good heart and they just wanted to make peace. They wanted to make amends. And they were just coming in for peace, coming in for balance, coming in for harmony, to do the best for everyone, to just be fair. But somebody, and maybe more than one person, was completely unfair. It was completely unfair. And the suffering that that good person went through, the tears they cried, the heartaches they felt night after night, the financial despair, the emotional, the mental, the physical stress. Completely unmatched. And this other person that went off into the sunset with their little power play, they lived a happy life for some periods of time. They got what they wanted. I feel like this karmic got what they wanted. They had power, they had control, they had a title. You know, they had that authority. And they kept it for a while. But karma, Kali, had to come in. And it may be 6 years later, 5 years later, 8 years later, you name it, whatever years later. But Kali came in, karma came in to say, okay, I hope you enjoyed playtime, because playtime's over. Now you're going to pay the piper. Now you're going to pay Kali with blood. So not literally, but you know, now you're going to pay with the pain, the suffering, the hurt, the loss, the arguments. Like, it's time. And with that 8 of Cups, Spirit's like, you should have done this a long time ago. And the more you dragged this on, the more years you pushed this relationship further and further and further and further when you should have ended it, the harder it's going to be. So the level and the difficulty of leaving is severe because this person dragged it on for too much. Somebody thought they were clever, and it wasn't easy to admit that they were wrong. But they're wrong. And now the hard lesson has been learned. And it's time for everyone in the room to show up, face the facts, show respect, and do what's necessary. When this queen arises, it represents an adult who exudes and ferociously kind of attacks. And when this person walks into the room, they immediately command and demand respect. And they don't tolerate any BS. And they could easily devastate somebody with a single word. And they look very classy while doing it. It's very passive aggressive. And there's a lot of self-assuredness here. Let's just go ahead and say in Karmicville right now, this person's got sarcasm, snarky, rude remarks, name calling, insults. And the karmic is just waiting for another fight. They're just like, come on, bring it. I can fight with you all day. I could throw in your face so many things. And now that the gloves are off and I've removed the tape from my lips, I am going to speak every word I think about you. And so this is that catty, snarky arguments. And it's just a war. It's a poop show. You know what I mean? It's awful. And it is what it is because secrets are coming out. And the karmic is like, don't lie to me. I knew you were up to no good. I felt it. And somehow I just kept quiet. And I put up with it for what reason? I don't know. But I did it for money, or I did it for the kids, or I did it for whatever reason that I did it. But I'm not doing it anymore. And the other person may be defending themselves in the same way. You know, just kind of saying, do you know how long I put up with your stuff? Do you know how long I swallowed my pride? Do you know how long I let you get away with murder? And I never said anything? So we've got two people here just, ready to go at it. Let's get some details. You guys love details. Can we get some details, Spirit, about this bad news, this argument, this fight that's coming up, this breakup? Remember, this is all coming up within 24 hours. If you guys want some answers on your karmic, it's $28 a question. And I will give you the fate and the down low on your karmic. So you can donate that to Cash App, or you can become a member on my website and get it for free, or you can donate on my website. But I'm willing to answer your question now. All right, spirits, show me the truth. Give us some details over this argument and what this karmic is dealing with and putting up with and speaking about. So we have, I just want to escape, mind altered. So one of their fights is you just want to run out, don't you? You just want to leave. You want to avoid the argument. Somebody wants to argue and fight, and the other person kind of wants to just avoid it. And they're like, I don't want to put up with you. I want to go out and drink, or I want to go out and smoke, or I want to avoid this argument altogether, which underline is the whole issue, avoidance. Nobody understands the darkness inside me, my inner demons. Somebody's saying it can get really bad. You don't understand how bad it can get. I can become violent. I can curse you out. I can smash things. Like somebody's like, I just don't want to argue because it's going to get really ugly. Someone here has a really bad temper. Higher power, I pray you will forgive me. It's like somebody here is like, I want to make you act out, put you on the spot so you'll apologize. Somebody's kind of secretly hoping somebody would fix this. Like, can't you fix this argument? Can't you stop it? It's getting out of control. Maybe we can come back from this. You know, somebody's kind of hoping for that. I have so much going on inside. I don't know what to do. They're contemplating. They're just like thinking and trying to figure it out. It's too overwhelming. It's too overbearing. It's just so much. Again, they brought this heavy anvil on themselves. Someone has buried their problems for way too long in Karmicville. I'm ashamed of what I've said. gossip. So they're going to go off. I mean, we have that Queen of Swords, that Page of Swords. They're going to say some things that they're going to regret. It is what it is. This is one of the most ugly verbal battles you've seen, or heard, should I say. We don't want to be there. We don't even want to be a fly on the wall. The things that are going to be spewed out of people's lips in this next argument within the next 24 to 48 hours, watch. You're going to see the damage. The damage will be done. And why is that, Spirit? Why so much damage? Okay, let's get an oracle on that. Why? Why all this damage? We know karma. We know the dirt they did. But why does it have to get so ugly? You know, what is the main problem? Like, you know, that issue under the scab that we just want to pick. What is the infection here? Why is this? Why did they even start this huge argument recently? What spewed this off? We have movement in the reverse, which means it was going nowhere. So the reason they started arguing, and we have follow the leader in reverse, the reason they started this big fight recently, or will very soon, is because there's going to be a very touchy subject that is going to go something like this. What are we doing together? Where are we headed? Are we just staying still? Are we just staying stuck in this mediocre life? Do you want to marry me? Do you want to have children with me? Do you want a house? Do you want to expand your career? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to move to a different state? So there's all this. Where are we headed? And someone said exactly this. I don't know. I'm just taking it day by day. I don't want to make any decisions for any future. And based on what we've been through, I don't want to make any decisions. I just want to get through the day. I just want to get through the week or the month. And someone looked at them and said, what in the hell am I doing with you? All you do is take it by ear. I can't live like that. Someone brought it up. I can't live with you. I can't live like this. I want to know where I'm going. I want to have a plan. I want to see my future. And there is no future. Wow, that's deep, but that's facts. Whew. When you get the movement card in the reverse, it feels as if someone is walking in circles, aimlessly walking in circles in this relationship, repeating the same patterns, the same mundane stuff all the time. And it seems like they're getting nowhere. 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. They feel like they're going backwards, not forwards. The karmic felt they needed to revisit some places in the past where they forgot to deal with their issues. So they're bringing up the past as well. Another message is lessons have been repeated in this karmic relationship because someone refused or was unable to leave the karmic situation the first time. How many of you guys definitely know this person? You're like, I know this person. I know they keep doing the same thing over and over again. God, this is Groundhog Day. I know it's stuff. And I'm so glad my person is leaving them, or I'm so glad my son or daughter is leaving that person, or I'm so glad I'm leaving this toxic relationship, or I'm so glad I'm cutting ties with my mom or my dad or whatever, because it's the same thing over and over and nobody fixes it and it's just karmic. It had to end. So I know one of you guys knows this person, or this is you. But here we are. Here's the karmic reading. Within 24 to 48 hours, a huge argument is going to ensue, and we are well on our way to a divorce or a breakup. I will get you some clarity on when that time frame looks like it's going to be. But first, just know that somebody had, and this is what Spirit says, somebody was afraid that if they moved too quick, too soon, it would be a problem. They were afraid to move on. They created a lot of blockages to stay stuck. And it usually indicates somebody that wants to come back around again and try it again. But that's not this person's problem. Okay, it's just not their problem anymore. So let's go ahead and get clarity on when they're finally going to close the door and end this karmic relationship. So we have a Page of Wands, which is a week. And it did kind of come in reverse for a second. So I'm going to say a week to 2 weeks. Okay. So within 7 to 14 days is when someone's going to close the door on this. Right now, they are weighing pros and cons. Right now, they're trying to get their money in order so they can put down on a new place. And they're like, I really need 2 weeks. I need 2 weeks to get my money in order so I can put a deposit down and move into this new house or this new apartment or whatever. But it is going to end within 2 weeks. 10 of Swords. This relationship will be over. With that fire sign, trust me, it's over. So we're honestly looking at a complete closure, and it's a very painful ending. Remember, there's a lot of arguments, a lot of insults. There could be freaking cups flying, things getting broken. There is a financial struggle, but it is going to happen. They're just trying to find a new place to live. And where are they going to go? Where is this person that's leaving going to end up? We have a new beginning, Ace of Pentacles, with a Queen of Pentacles and a Six of Wands again. They're going to end up with someone that has a little dinero, a little money. They're going to end up going with this queen that has sanctuary, kind of like the kingdom in The Walking Dead, or Alexandria in The Walking Dead. They're going to end up going to someone, an earth sign that's willing to help them. This earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, no, it's May. Something to do with May. And it could be an earth sign. But May, they could have a fire sign rising and an earth moon, or in an earth nakshatra, or something is transiting in Taurus right now for them. It could be Jupiter's transiting in their second house, or aspecting their second house. But yeah, something's going on there. But they're going to end up with this Queen of Pentacles that honestly has a lot of, maybe not a lot of money, but a lot of resources. This person has a house. This person has a car. This person has food. This person has an extra room or two. This person has space. This is a healer. This is a wise, generous giver. So they're coming to someone and they're going to end up with a generous Queen of Pentacles. This could be a parent, a sibling, a friend, but they're going to end up with this person. And they're going to be there for about 6 weeks to kind of get on their feet and kind of get up on their way. Yeah, so they're going to be there for a little while. Let's see what's going to happen in the future once this person gets on their feet. 6 of Wands. Can you explain the 6 of Wands, Spirit? Another 6. 6, 6. Yeah, they're going to be there through June. I told you that generosity. The generosity. It's I give to you, you give to me. You do something for me, I do something for you. Judgment, 5 of Cups in the reverse, and 3 of Pentacles with the Emperor. This is a solid connection. And to be honest, this could lead to marriage. It could lead to marriage, but it's definitely working together. I help you, you help me. There's a party of 3 in some energy here, whatever that would mean. 3 families, 3 friends, parents, children, I don't know. You just figure out the 3s. But this is clearing karmic debts. This is the past getting brought back up to fix, to heal, to give back to someone that you owed, paying off a debt, a karmic debt. So what's going to happen in the future is someone's going to pay a karmic debt. They owe this person an apology. They owe this person money. They owe this person time and energy. Whatever it is, they owe, honey. And that 5 of Cups in reverse definitely speaks about somebody that had some denial. But it's a very difficult emotion, and it usually is the inability to let go of what's been lost, trying to see the good through the bad, and realizing that it is all a matter of perspective and karma. Things played out the way they played out for a reason. Sometimes a loss can lead to a gain. It also indicates someone coming back into somebody else's life again. And now the cups that fell are coming, they're filling back up. Like the cups are turning back over. So there's definitely a return to someone in the past. And it's clearing past karmas. And I think it's that 6 of Cups. I just feel like this is the karmic debt. And they might have to humiliate themselves and apologize and come with an offering. Ace of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles and saying, listen, I don't have a lot to give you. I don't have a lot to offer, but I have something. And I want to give you this token. I want to give you this offer here. And it's all fate. It's all orchestrated by the divine. And I'm asking you humbly, will you help me get on my feet? Will you help me find balance? And then this person says, Queen of Pentacles, yes. 3 of Pentacles, I'll help you if you help me. I'm not just going to give it away. You're going to have to give me something in return. So there is this fair trade energy. What is the energy between this person who's leaving and the Queen of Pentacles? We have cut down, cutting out separation, stop the pattern, and silent treatment. And then we have love, unconditional love, self-love and wholeness, affection, attraction, and selflessness. The energy of that queen is they cut down this queen before. This Queen of Pentacles was cut, hurt, and separated from this individual that's been in Karmicville. But the person has always loved her, and she's always loved him. And there's this attraction that just kind of brings it all back together. I feel like she is scared she could be used. So there's that. It's like, what if you use me? So there is some fear. Let's get some feelings about that, though. Let's get a romance angel. How does this person feel about the Queen of Pentacles? Show me. Past life relationship. You've known each other before. And guess what? I let go of the ex. Release the ex. The time has come to clear the energy. And I put karmic here. You can't really see it, but release your karmic, release the ex. And that's how they feel. So this person is like, I got rid of the karmic. I got rid of them, and I'm coming back to you. We do have this past life. Okay, past and what they did wrong in the past. Look at this whole past has crept up. And I absolutely believe this Libra, this justice, or this person that's dealing with the karmic has to go back. What is an epiphany that they've had about going back to this person after they leave the karmic, or the karmic leaves them? But what is the epiphany that this person has had from the whole karmic drama? So we have spiritual work and self-discovery. We have reminiscing on past precious moments. See, again, that past is coming back up. Fixing the past. Still working on it. Okay? So they're not perfect. They're coming back to earn trust. They're coming back to work on it. They're coming back to make right what was wrong. And then we have observing every action. They're looking back at every choice, every action, and just really finally learning from it. Under that is we are divine counterparts. So just kind of clarifying this is a soulmate energy. What is something they may want to say about this relationship that they caused harm in the past about? I know we have a connection unlike any other. Sometimes I try to deny it. See that Five of Cups denial. But I can't ignore the signs I receive. So they did try to deny this relationship. They closed down feelings and they quit love more than once. Again, we have denial, 3 times the charm. I'm in denial about my intimacy issues and fear of being used and abused. So yeah, they've got some fears of abandonment, rejection. They have all these fears. But this is what they want to say. They're like, of course I'm in denial. Of course I'm shutting down my feelings. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that we have a connection unlike anybody else. And somehow, some way, the universe is bringing me back to my karma, bringing me back to my past, making me right my wrongs. All right, so there is the truth in a nutshell. Let's see what the karmic is going to do from here on out. We kind of got the idea of who's leaving the karmic, whoever that may be, or if the karmic is leaving their partner. That seems to be the ending, about going back to someone from which they had karma they had to repair with. But let's just see for the karmic precisely where they're headed. Show me the details, please. Show me the details. Nine of Cups, Ace of Swords, the Emperor. Nine of Swords, Justice, Six of Swords, the Star, Strength. Highly feel it's a Leo, but the karmic themselves is finally taking care of themselves. They're looking out for them and only them. They're concerned about their well-being, and they're finally letting go of the burden to worry about whoever they're with. They're no longer investing and no longer putting in. They just don't care overall what's going to happen in the situation. They don't care. They're numb. They're done. And here's self. So self-serving, Nine of Pentacles. I just want to do what's right for me and only me. And honestly, I feel like the karmic's going to go off and be single for a little bit. They're finally cutting off their husband, it looks like, or demanding partner. The karmic is taking control back of their own life and no longer leaving it up to someone else. Honestly, they're getting their life back because the karmic has lost control. This may be going back to father or grandfather, or needing a father or grandfather or older brother or father figure's help. And they may reach out, Ace of Swords, and say, I'm getting out of this karmic relationship. Can you help me? And this feels repetitive for them as well. And the father figure is kind of like, are you serious? They're going to kind of tell him off and say, you neglected yourself. You didn't look out for yourself. What are you doing? They don't agree with the karmic leaving. They're like, this is bad. You're older. You're more mature now. You need to think about your future. Like, what are you doing? Why are you getting divorced? Why are you leaving this partner you've been with for years? And the karmic is crying, just like, you don't understand what I've been through. You don't understand the trauma, the pain, the suffering, the disrespect, the unfairness. I wish you understood. Because I feel like the karmic didn't always tell the Emperor what was really going on. So the Emperor doesn't really know. And the karmic is going to have some sleepless nights, and they're going to be in a heightened stress about what's happening. And they're kind of going to get stuck in a loop of doubt and worry. But the truth is, they know, as terrible as this is, getting a divorce or cutting off that relationship is what they need to do to move forward. And this is freedom. Oh, there's the light goes off. It's a sign. Lights off. You know, this is freedom, Six of Swords. We're finally getting out of living a troubled life. We're finally getting out of problems. We're finally moving on from a really unhealthy relationship. And I'm glad it's over. The Star, I can finally start to focus on healing, getting my life back together, taking control of my life. And anyways, the karmic is like, I'm no longer wasting time. I feel like the karmic is going to move somewhere by water. So by a lake, by a creek, by a river, or maybe there's a fountain in some apartment area or whatever, but they're leaving and they're going towards water, which is just very healing and recovering for them. Yep, there's the water, the sacred pool. Bottom of the deck, we have into the unknown. The sacred pool, which to me is just health, healing, recovery. Diving into that star card, just recovering from everything they've just endured in this dragged out karmic showdown. Show me where the karmic is headed, please. Ten of Swords. Hurt people, and hurt witches, hurt witches. We have a curse. And she's sad, and she's packing a box. This is really hard for her. So the karmic might be crying, might be upset, packing boxes and moving on very soon. Within 10 days, this karmic is out of here. Maybe moving to a new city, a new space, whatever, but they're just moving on in general, even metaphorically. I feel like this karmic is in their 40s. The world is a reflection of chaos and thoughts, feelings and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. Whenever you get this card, it's about looking in the mirror, the sacred pool. Do you like what you see in the mirror? The sacred pool always asks this tough question, and it always has a focus on self-love, self-care, self-esteem. And it's always saying, hey, it's a work in progress. So there's some kind of a self-examination, and there's some rigorous honesty here that's called for. And it's about looking at the truth and making peace with what was and who you are and what happened. And it's about seeing how far you've come. It's about being able to give yourself some respect. You know, respect yourself, and you're going to reap the rewards. There's unique service that only this person can give the world, and you have to be the best version of your best self for it. So that's what that's all about, just facing the ultimate truth in the sacred pool. Just looking at it is what it is what I'm kind of hearing. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is what happened for a reason. This is what you did to earn it. This is karma. Let's move on. And with that Ten of Swords, curse the bottle in the witch's hands is kind of like, who would ever do such a thing? Let alone petty enough to send it to her. If they have her address, then it's obviously someone she knows. It kind of feels like betrayal, and it stings. It might also be you reap what you sow. If you've given somebody else a curse, the curse will come back to bite you. Whatever this may be, although it's difficult, it's better to know the truth now than later. Because if it went on any longer, the inevitable fallout would have hurt so much worse. Don't let this painful situation steal the joy of the sunrise to come. It isn't worth it. One day you're going to look back and wonder why you waited so long and why you even cried a single tear over any of it. We're going to read this because this is what it's all about, releasing the eggs. This card came into the reading because life is about to improve. Release the ex-lover, release this toxic person. The benefits of releasing them include increased happiness, feelings of freedom, the ability to attract a new lover who would otherwise not be present as long as your ex's aura continue to stay. The moment the karmic makes the decision to let go of this ex in the past, it's done. Sometimes this is akin to peeling layers off of an onion. So continue to release this ex, however old it is, the feelings, the memories, the pain, and as the karmic starts to feel themselves come back to their own original authenticity, they're going to attract the right person into their life. And as the painting on this card depicts, the karmic may want to ceremonially burn a letter or a picture of this old relationship to symbolically let go of the old feelings associated with him or her. So it can stop lingering. All right. So we're going to have it stop lingering. This is the end of the video. I'm going to give you a fortune cookie. These are available on my website. If you guys are interested, fortune cookie messages. And they're very cheap, so go ahead and consider purchasing. For every purchase, you get a free question. So if you guys want to purchase any decks of cards, you get a free question with it. That's a perk to shop on my website, jks1111.com. If you just want to purchase a question right now, it's just $28. I'll let you know what the fate is with the karmic. But let's see. So the fortune cookie is the sun will come out tomorrow for the better. All right. So go ahead and let it rain today. You know the sun's going to come out. So this is just an ending. It has to happen. Kali came in to destroy. Karma came in to say it's time to go ahead and let this go. It's time to pay the karmic piper. And this is all coming in within a week to 2 weeks of a final ending. And an argument will ensue within 24 to 48 hours. So if you're watching this and you're in a karmic connection, this is what's really coming in heavy. The karmic is coming in strong, Queen of Wands, okay? And they're dealing with a justice person. They're dealing with a Page of Swords. More than likely, they're dealing with a Libra. If you're not sure of your placements, I'm happy to do an astrology chart for you. I can deliver that by email, and that's available on my website, your astrological chart review. And we can talk about your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, the placements. I do Vedic sidereal astrology, the correct one. Tropicals, I know how to do it, and I will do it if you request tropical, but I prefer Vedic sidereal. But those are available if you guys are interested. All right. We are going to be doing the Celtic crosses tomorrow. So if anybody wants to order a Celtic cross anytime today or by tomorrow, it's $28. And you guys can start to get your Celtic reading tomorrow. Whenever I come live, I'll do it name by name. If you are a member, make sure you're paid up for your Celtic cross tomorrow. So you have to make sure that your membership went through. I know there's about 3 members that your card did get declined. I'll work on the payment. Maybe you didn't realize it billed you the same day you ordered last month. I'm working on fixing that, and I'm going to put the bill due by the 1st of every month. That way it will just be due at that time, okay? And that way you just can look forward to that moment and you know it's going to be in there or not, so it's not sporadically popping up. But if you guys want to become a member, you can. You get lots of perks. You get the oracles at the beginning of the month. You get the monthly projection of the forecast for yourself. If you are a, I can't think of it, a VIP member, which is $88, you get the first reading. But if you're a basic member, you're an inner circle member, you get the oracle on the 11th, and you get the question or just the reading of the Celtic Cross on the 28th. So that's coming up. So if you guys are interested, go ahead. And if you have a question, I'll be doing some Celtics tomorrow for 28. So just a bonus Celtic. I will be doing some more 28s on the 28th if anybody wants one. But yeah, I just want to leave that up there and out there for you. So I guess no one has purchased one separately at this moment. So that's okay. I will see you guys later. But if you want to shop around and go to my website, check it out. Please do. It's jks1111.com. I do readings professionally, and I specialize in twin flames and soulmates. So if you're interested in any of my other services, those are available. I have separate readings, private readings that you guys can have that's not live, something more one-on-one if you're interested in meeting with me. Okay, well, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please, if you could like on your way out, I'd appreciate that. It's all about the algorithm here on YouTube. We're all in it, but I'd appreciate if you could pitch in and help me out. I'm a smaller channel. I need to grow. So if you could please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this karmic reading. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. So you just keep swimming. All right? And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Lots of love.